For over 80 years, Wittrock Motor Company, a third-generation family-owned dealership, has been investing in the Carroll area since 1935. The story begins there, in 1935, when Michael August Wittrock went to work for his cousin, Kelly Stallman, at Stallman Motor Company in Carroll. Then in 1940, Wittrock bought the dealership and is still in continuous family ownership. In 1970, Wittrock bought a familiar and historic building from Mort Mackey, previously McCoy Motors. That building, which sits at Highway 30 and North Carroll Street, housed the dealership until 2005, when Mike's son Michael Ernest and grandson Kevin moved to the new facility, which anchors the west side of Carroll at Highway 30 and 71. All along the way, the Wittrock family has been a huge part of the Carroll area and will continue to do so. Wittrock Motor Company of Carroll since 1940.
Jeff Blankman with you here today, and I am joined by a very special guest. Of course, this is Braden Wessel with the Audubon Wheelers, and of course, our Student Athlete of the Month is presented by Wittrock Motor Company in Carroll, a third-generation dealership that started over 80 years ago. Wittrock Motor Company is a proud supporter of all of our area student athletes, and we have got one of the very elite ones here today in Braden Wessel joining us as he is our student athlete for the month of July. Braden, congratulations. When I texted you about a month ago to kind of start getting this thing set up, what was your reaction when you found out you were our student athlete of the month?
I was definitely surprised. I wasn't expecting that at all. I guess I hadn't heard of it before, but yeah, it was definitely a shock.
Yeah, just our third winner. So this is the third month that we've been doing it. So we thank Wittrock Motors for this. Let's talk about you a little bit. Graduated here from Audubon. You're heading off to college in the fall. But first, let's talk about your family. Brothers, sisters, mom, dad. Tell us a little bit about your family.
Yep. So obviously, I have my mom and dad, and then I have a younger brother, Carson, and an older sister, Keaton.
So what did you learn from your family? Because I can tell you've got great values. You're a hardworking guy, successful in all of the sports and in the classroom, which was a huge part of this.
Yeah, I think my parents definitely pushed me, but it helps having older siblings kind of go through the same thing you've gone through. I mean, it was a little different with Keaton because of like girls sports, but I mean, same idea. Like it just showed, you got to work hard if you want to get results. And yeah, I think that definitely helped.
How much did you play sports against Keaton as a kid to kind of learn that competitiveness, or was it more with mom or dad?
Well, I definitely played my sister in some sports because she was a little older, but it kind of evened out. But yeah, she definitely pushed me and worked me a little bit when I was younger. So
I know football because I just talked to you at our Rewind All-Star game. You said football probably your favorite sport, but talk about how you developed the love of sports as a kid.
Yeah, I think growing up, I was always a fan of basketball, baseball, obviously all the sports I play now, but I know like through the years it definitely changed what my favorite was, but it really helps in those young years to get involved, with warrior football and t-ball and all those sports to get going young so you know what you're doing later.
Was it the success that you guys had in football that really kind of led football to become the favorite for you here?
Yeah, I think so. I think it started in Warriors and all the way through high school, but football was definitely our best sport through everything, and I think that helps to be your favorite when you're winning games. So
you participate in everything. So what was it that made you decide that, because as some kids get older, they kind of start to specialize. For you, you didn't want to do that. You continued to play everything.
Yeah, I just thought, obviously with a small town it's different, but I thought they could definitely use my help, and it helps when all your friends are going out for the same sports to go out. But I think there wasn't a sport except for football that kind of stood out for me that I wanted to sacrifice the rest of my year just working on football. I really like baseball, basketball, track a little bit, but yeah.
What is it about, let's start with those three other sports, baseball, basketball, and track. What did you like about those sports, and what are some favorite memories for you from those sports?
Well, track I threw in there because with football it helped me stay in shape and just be around my friends a little bit more. But I think basketball growing up was always special just because of our coaches. I had Mr. D and some other people, Mr. Burks through junior high, and I don't know, it helped play with older kids, like in 7th grade, you're with 8th graders playing with Cluckies and whoever else. I thought it was special in the wintertime to do something and get moving.
You talk about Mr. D. Talk a little bit about him, because he's been a big part of a lot of the youth sports down here, and you guys have had a lot of success at the high school level, I think partially because of what him and the other coaches at the youth level have done.
Yeah, I think he was the one who really got me going into sports because he was always there, you know, like before Burks came, but I also had him as a math teacher when I was really young. So, I mean, he really got us into lifting and basketball and just kind of got us going, the younger athletes in his classes. So that was special.
Football has become the sport down here. Why is that? Is it because of the success, or is it with Coach Burks and the passion and the work that he puts in?
I think a little bit of everything. I think when we switched to 8-man, it was different, and people right away they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to make that adjustment because they loved 11-man. But I think once we got going and we were winning games, it was really something special because it just kind of fit our athletes a little better, just a little high pace and not as nose down, like running the ball, which we still do in 8-man. But I think it just, I don't know, it fit our athletes a little bit better, and it was kind of special to play the teams that we were playing.
What is it about 8-man that you've grown to love?
I love the pace of the game, and it's a lot of, there's not one, it's for us, it's a lot of wide receivers doing everything, like they're blocking, it's not just like 11-man where they might catch a pass every 5 plays or something. It's everyone's involved all the time. You kind of have to be when there's only 8 people out there. You can't really slack, otherwise it gets noticed right away. So.
One memory I'm never going to get, you'll be in my mind forever, the punt return. You guys 3 hours away from home, you're down late, you need a play to be able to get back to the dome. Take us through that play now that it's kind of been several months, almost a year ago.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think we were down by 2, I want to say. Waco has kind of given us a run for our money. They were playing good football, and we just weren't stepping up at the beginning. And they got up on us. I don't know how much time was left on the clock, but it wasn't very much. We had to score if we were going to win the game. And yeah, I was definitely nervous going up because I knew there's going to be a lot of pressure on this punt return, and I don't know, it all worked out. But
when did you realize you were going on it?
Oh, I think so I made the first guy miss, and then after the second guy, I knew I could get away from him after he hit me. I think that's when the window kind of opened up. I saw Joey blocking downfield for me, picking up a guy, and yeah, I saw the window and took it. So.
Well, this award isn't just for sports folks. I know Braden a lot from sports, but he's also a great student athlete down here as well, and the student part of it just as big. Where did you develop the love of being educated, doing the work in the classroom as well?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, with having coaches as teachers, it kind of pushes you a little bit more. And I think everyone in a small town's involved. They really care about you. They care about your grades. They care about how you're performing in sports. And I think just starting off young and kind of excelling at school and sports, it kind of helped to just keep you motivated and keep you going.
Favorite classes here at Audubon?
Oh gosh, I don't know. All of them. I don't know. I loved all my math classes and science classes with Miss Knuth and Mr. D and Mr. Damel going outside and doing Explore Iowa, things like that.
So math, science, what is it about those two subjects that you think you enjoy?
I think it was just kind of the involvement in it. I think in like reading classes and writing classes just weren't for me, because I think math, you get the answers right away, you know, if you're right or wrong, and then science, you're just really exploring and getting out and trying new things. So,
Braden, let's talk about college for you. Where are you heading off to? Math, science going to be a part of that education you're going to get?
Yeah, so I'm going to go to Iowa State and just study business the first year and see what I like while I'm there. So.
Any idea what you want to do with that in the future, or is this just kind of going in wide open?
Yep, going in wide open. I think the last 4 years of high school, I've kind of been focusing on sports, and now I just kind of got to make a transition, you know, adapt a little bit and figure out what I want to do for a career path. So.
What was it about Ames and Iowa State?
I think I've always been a Cyclone fan, and I've been to the campus, I mean, for games and basketball games, football games, quite a few times over the past few years, and I just really love it there. So.
Know the roommates and everything already?
Yep, Joey Schramm. So I've been playing sports with him for a while.
So what are you looking forward to the most? Because you're probably moving here. We're late July doing this, so you're probably moving in here in about a couple of weeks.
Yep. I'm really looking forward to the change, just meeting new people. You know, when you're in a small town, it's kind of hard to find new people unless they're living a ways away. So I think just being around new people is going to be interesting.
Talking here with Braden Wessel today. I know you've been very busy with sports. You've been very busy with school work. But what are some other things that Braden Wessel does for fun? What are some other activities that you're involved in?
I think when I have free time, just during the summer, I work a little bit, but I think definitely being around friends is the most fun. And I don't have many hobbies, but you know, doing whatever, 4-H, FFA, fishing when I have free time, golfing, stuff like that's always fun. So
take us through fishing. What do you like to fish for?
A little bit of everything. I think just going over to like friends' lake houses or, you know, for a weekend going places is pretty fun. I don't know, a little bit of everything, bass, walleye, I don't know.
What's kind of the thing that you guys, when everybody calls or texts or Snapchats each other, whatever you guys do, TikTok today, when everybody messages each other to say let's get together, what's the first thing everybody kind of brings up?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think just going to a friend's house. When you live in Audubon and these small towns, it's kind of hard to find things to do sometimes. So yeah, just being around everybody's always fun.
Well, Braden, I appreciate you joining us here today. Congratulations on the Wittrock Student Athlete of the Month, and congratulations on a great career, not just athletically, but academically here at Audubon as well.
Thank you.
Braden Wessel joining us again here today.